Namaste. Welcome to Shuddha Vidya, a sacred space for mentoring, Jyotish, and meditation. This is a space where knowledge comes alive as wisdom and insight. So, I've been doing this series on the Dhyana Shloka of Sri Dakshinamurti, the form of Bhagwan Shiva as the primordial teacher. So, if you are someone who's watching this video for the first time, um, I urge you to first watch my introductory video where I have expounded on the profound significance of Sri Dakshinamurti's form. If you understand those details, it might help you achieve greater clarity on the Dhyana Shlokas. So I will now be chanting the third Dhyana Shloka in Sanskrit, and then I will go ahead with an interpretation in English. चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानम् शिष्यास्तु छिन्नसंशयाः. Chitram Vatataror Muli, meaning this is like an exclamatory statement. The beautiful sight under the banyan tree, near the roots of the banyan tree. Why Sri Dakshinamurti is portrayed as being seated under a banyan tree? Kindly watch the video where I'm expounding on the subtle interpretation of his form. So, Chitram Vatataror Muli. Oh, what a beautiful sight under the banyan tree. Vriddha Shishya Gurur Yuva. Old students, referring to the Sapta Rishis, who have spent their lives in the pursuit of Brahma-jñāna. Vriddha Shishya Gurur Yuva. The Guru, Sri Dakshinamurti, is ageless, is timeless. So kindly watch the second Dhyana Shloka video for the alternate interpretation of the word yuva. We should not just limit ourselves to the understanding of physical youthfulness. It also has to be seen in the sense of being timeless, ageless, beyond space and time. So, Chitram Vatataror Mule, Vriddha Shishya Gurur Yuva. Oh, what a beautiful sight under the banyan tree near its roots, where the students are all old and the Guru is timeless, ageless. This is an exclamation sort of, challenging the traditional view. We always mentally see the teachers as being old and experienced and the students as being children or youngsters. But here it's the other way around. That's why the exclamation. And the deeper meaning of that is that quite often on the spiritual path, we do come across the subjective experience. If you have been on a deep spiritual quest and you have gone into some serious sadhana and inquiry and understanding, and you have had a fellow seeker to discuss with, or a guru or someone who is helping you, it quite often happens that these traditional frameworks of age and everything don't mean anything. When you are driven by a passion to learn, you become open to accepting anyone as your guru, even a child. So you could be middle-aged, but if you want to learn music, you may go to let's say a 20-year-old guru who has developed great virtuosity. So any seeker, anyone who is in a profound quest, automatically develops that humility. They transcend bodily identities. They transcend the social frameworks that, oh, I am old and therefore I'm not supposed to sit with a youngster. I have to find a teacher who is older than me. Those frameworks fall to pieces. The pursuit of truth becomes more important. The pursuit of understanding becomes more important, and therefore one could care less about how old they are or how old their teacher is. All those things fall apart. The other deeper meaning I would like to bring here, this is my personal understanding, that when you have this kind of a very genuine spiritual relationship with your guru or with a fellow seeker, and your guru is equally on a spiritual quest, he or she is not just trying to sit on some great pithasana of being a guru, but they are themselves a sadhaka. When you have discussions with such a guru, with such a genuinely seeking guru who is not chasing an ego identity or who's not chasing superiority, when you have discussions with such a guru, very often the roles of the guru and the śiṣya will keep switching back and forth. I don't know if you've had this relationship with this experience with your guru. I have certainly had it. Gurus who have taught me music, gurus who have taught me spirituality, I have very often seen them, like when I come up with a very intriguing question, or maybe I sing in a particular way and they are suddenly struck by the gamaka or the raga bhava, they suddenly move into a very humble space where they say, oh, what did you just sing now? Please sing it again and make me sing that again. Show me how you sang that. That is actually the mark of a very genuine guru-shishya relationship. The guru cannot always sit in their pitham as the guru, although for most part, because of their understanding, they will always be in a position of giving and we might be in a position of receiving. But because Dakshiṇāmūrti, the Adi Guru, the primordial Guru, lives in both of us, he flows through me, he flows through my Guru. And therefore, very often, this role switching can happen. Temporarily, for a few moments, I am in a position of sharing something unique, and the Guru is in a position of total humility and openness and inquiring with you. Oh, I didn't think of it like this. I had only, held this view. But now that you're asking me something like this, it is making me question my own views. That is the essence of Samvāda, of a constructive spiritual dialogue. So when we hear stories of Adi Shankaracharya, dialoguing with Mandana Mishra, I think many people have this wrong understanding that those debates used to be very egotistical, like you listen to me and I know better than you and all your views are rubbish. It's not like that. Those dialogues are full of humility. It is two very sincere seekers, not at all bothered about who is right and who is wrong and who is going to win and who is going to lose. All those, superficial, egotistical views are out of their mind. So there must have been many points in Adi Shankaracharya's dialogue with Mandana Mishra where he might have gone into a profound inquiry. Oh, there is something unique you're saying and I need some time to think over this and get back to you. There might have also been many other points where Mandana Mishra might have gone into, despite being the great scholar that he is, he might have gone into a very profound inquiry. Oh, this is something very unique. So, Vriddha Shishya Gurur Yuva, we should also see it in that sense, challenging the status quo. When learning becomes important, when spiritual inquiry becomes important, nothing else matters. The teacher can be a child, the student can be an old man, the teacher can be a woman, the student can be a man. Gender does not matter, age does not matter, nothing matters. What matters is the sincere, heartfelt quest for truth. So, Chitram Vatataror Mule, Vriddha Shishya Gurur Yuva. How humble and open must those Saptarishis be under the tree? They are all Vriddha, Brahmanishta. They've spent their life pursuing Brahma-jñāna, and suddenly they come upon this timeless, ageless, very youthful Bhagavan Dakshinamurti, and they just huddle around him. Please teach us. We don't seem to know what you are embodying. So Chitram Vatataror Mule, Vriddha Shishya Gurur Yuva. Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshayaha. That the Guru expounds in total silence. He does not speak a single word. Now, what the silence means, what the profundity of that silence is, what that Mauna Vyakhyanam is, I've expounded it in my video on the first Dhyana Shloka. And I've also expounded on that profound silence in my introductory video on what the form of Sri Dakshinamurti subtly implies. So please watch those videos to gather more understanding. So the Guru, Dakshinamurti here, expounds in total silence, not a word. Shishyastu Chinna Samshayaha. But even in the total silence, because the Shishyas are so receptive, so much in resonance with their Guru, so humble and so open, Chinna Samshayaha, all their doubts, all their conflicts just lay to rest. They disappear. They disappear like mist in that silence. In fact, if we trace our own lives, some of the most profound insights which really transform the way we think, which really lay our doubts to rest, happen in profound silence. Not when someone is forcibly imposing their view upon you, not when someone is, spoon feeding you and saying, do this, do this, do this. No. When someone just teaches you and they leave you in silence and you meditate in silence, there arises that profound understanding. So, Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshayaha. The other meaning is in the presence of very realized yogis, like Sri Ramana Maharishi, for example, their silence is so impregnated with presence, with divine presence, with divine energies, that they don't need to really say a word. You just sit in their silence. You just drop all your defenses and you just, like basking in the sun, you just sit in their silence, and everything that you need to learn or understand is in that silence. It is just that the mind has to stop looking for something. The problem is when we go to the presence of a teacher, the mind is always looking for an instruction. The mind is always looking to be told, do this, don't do this. If the mind drops that lookout, if it drops that search, and it just sits in their silence like basking in the sun, suddenly everything becomes evident. Whatever you need to learn, you learn. There is that beautiful story from the life of the Buddha, the Lotus Sutra, one of the very grand Buddhist sutras. Please don't think why I'm digressing into Buddhism. I just find the story to be somewhat useful to explain the profundity of silence. So apparently, when the Buddha had gathered with his students to deliver a discourse, he used to do that with his monks. He used to teach them once a day. And the monks had all gathered, expecting some very profound flow of teaching. Some disciple walked forward with a freshly blossomed lotus and very gently handed it to the Buddha. And the Buddha was so mesmerized apparently by the beauty of that lotus, he just kept admiring it from different angles. And so lost and mesmerized was he in the beauty of that lotus that he did not deliver a discourse. He did not speak a word. He just kept admiring that lotus and he just kept gently smiling, admiring the beauty, the innocence of that flower. And suddenly all the other monks started getting irksome, like, is he going to talk or is he going to teach? Oh, how long? We've been waiting for very long. One monk somehow resonated with that silence. His mind stopped looking for a teaching. He just kept appreciating the Buddha's beautiful smile, looking at the lotus, and he started smiling back in resonance. Oh, how beautifully he's smiling at the lotus, how wonderfully he's appreciating the lotus. And in that silent moment, there was actually a transfer of divine state happening from the Buddha to this monk. This monk was moving into a profoundly silent space. He was moving into the appreciation of that beauty. That is the teaching. That is the Lotus Sutra. Of course, later on, after the Buddha's lifetime, that whole experience was sort of verbalized. It was made into a sutra, into a very long sutra. But the essence of the sutra is this: that sometimes silence is the best teacher. When your mind stops actively chasing words or instructions or teachings, you get an opportunity to tune into something far more beautiful, far more unexpected, rich and profound. So, gurostu maunam vyakhyanam shishyastu chinna samshayaha. Can we be those shishyas who just tune into the Guru's mauna, into the profound silence of the Atma, the divine self within us? When we tune into that profound silence, when the mind stops looking for definitive ends or destinations or states or insights, I want to understand this, I want to understand that, when the mind drops all its wants and it just settles into that silence in itself is a teaching. Shishyastu chinna samshayaha. All our doubts, all our questions about birth and death, about life and everything is instantly addressed. Very beautiful. Gurostu maunam vyakhyanam shishyastu chinna samshayaha. So that brings us to the end of the third Dhyana Shloka. If you found this valuable, if you're taking away some beautiful understanding from this, kindly like this video and follow my YouTube page, follow me on Instagram. I'll come back with more such videos to assist your spiritual evolution. So onwards to the fourth Dhyana Shloka. Namaste.